G'day guys, and welcome back to Derby, Western Australia. Well, this is where it all began for me, the love of the Kimberley. Came up here a couple of years ago and yeah, just fell in love with it, going out to the horizontal falls. So here we are back again, but we are not launching here. We still have about another 900 k's to go. We'll get up to Wyndham and we're going to launch from Wyndham this time, and we're going to come back towards Derby. Last time we left Derby and went sort of around to the north and the east. This time we're going to sort of head to the west and the south. So bloody awesome, stoked to be here. Hudson, probably see him hanging out the ute there. He's bloody frothing. He can't wait to get into it. But I think I'm going to go and grab myself a beer. We've been on the road since about 3 o'clock this morning. It's just kicked over 4. As you can see, the sun's starting to go down. So yeah, beer time. Oh man, just pulled up here this morning. Been going, I think I got up again at 2 o'clock this morning to kick off again. Not sure if you can see down through that valley, just the road winds up through there, comes up and just around in here. I can't remember what it was called, something cliffs. Obviously there's a few other people here, so we just snuck off the side here. It is biffily cold this morning. I'll try and get a screenshot on my phone of actually where we are. You don't realise when you're heading up the west coast how far inland you actually end up to get across to Kununurra and Wyndham. So anyway, my matches, I'm going to put the billy on. I was going to, well, I thought something might have been open this morning in Fitzroy Crossing, but not a cracker. All I got was a security guard wanted to know why I was getting fuel. But yeah, so I'm going to put the billy on, make a coffee. What do you reckon, buddy? Nutrigrain this morning?
Yeah.
Nutrigrain. So yeah, so that's us. We'll make a quick coffee and get back in the car where it's a lot more warmer than here. So I've just done a bit of a waltz, get out and stretch the legs. Welcome to the Ord River in the Kimberley. Obviously a little way up, a little high up away from the coast, away from Kununurra still got probably 250 k's to go to Wyndham, get in there. But yeah, been going for a few hours this morning obviously, so I thought get out, why not? Supply you with a little park up bay there. So that was pretty cool. Pull up, get out, stretch your legs. And yeah, a few people down the other end there having a swim. Looked alright, but I wasn't going enough to climb down the rock wall. I think over the next 3 to 4 weeks we'll see enough of our waterfalls on our journeys. Oh, back to the ute, kick her into gear again, and let's get this journey done. So last stop before we get to Wyndham, I don't know how many fuel stops we've had, 7 or 8 by now. So this is Turkey Creek. Just pulled up, cooked the last of our little pack of snitties we got last night, so we just had little snitty burgers for lunch. And yeah, the old native dog there, he was keen on a bit of snitty burger too, but no thanks, don't feed the locals. But yeah, so that's us. Yeah, like I said, last stop and we're on our way. The old heart's starting to get a little bit excited because tomorrow, not much longer after this time tomorrow, we'll be in the water and sort of cruising, so we'll see how we go. So this afternoon we'll basically get into Wyndham, have a bit of a squiz around, probably sort our fuel out, make sure everything's fueled, ready to go, do a little bit of shopping if we need anything else that we've forgotten, and kick back and have a few beers, and probably a couple of chats about where to find some fish on the way. So yeah, most unused thing in Western Australia up here, an EV charging station. The last part of the drive before you get to the Kununurra Wyndham turnoff is absolutely picturesque. All the ranges start to come in and it is an absolute beautiful drive. But one thing up here in the far northwest of Western Australia you need to be careful of is the bridges. There are heaps of them, and they start all the way back at the Fitzroy River near the Whyndam Station Roadhouse. These single lane bridges operate on a first come, first served basis. So please be careful, be aware. There's caravans, grey nomads, whoever you want to call them nowadays, but road trains. be aware of the road trains. Give way if you can. They are big, they are heavy, and it's much easier to keep those guys moving. Well, there you have it. Welcome to the chocolate waters of Wyndham. We finally made it. Unreal. What a drive though. 2 pretty big days in the car. Well, half a day. It's just gone after lunch. We got going again this morning at 2 o'clock, as I probably said earlier. But welcome to Wyndham, Western Australia. It's pretty, what's the word for it? Cliche. Probably the old last frontier. This is where there's just nothing for a long time when you start heading out the water from here. The 5 ways lookout up on top of the hill there. We'll go up there for a drive shortly. But, yeah, absolutely bloody pumped. Probably don't sound it, I'm a little bit tired to be honest. But absolutely pumped. We finally made it. 2 days. I think I ate a set of brakes on my trailer. The roads, oh my god. Those roads. I've driven on some shit in my time, but some of those roads were so bad. I think the wheels of my ute come off the ground at one stage. Bloody, and every time the ute and trailer was bucking and jumping, I think it was pulling the brakes on the trailer. So I got brake shit all over both sets of wheels, so no doubt we'll put some new pads on it when we get home. But anyway, time to go for a fang, go up the lookout, catch up with a fella shortly for a beer, and no doubt start talking war stories. Alright, here we go. Trev's just backing us down. We just pulled up here and a bloody Crocs just cruised past. Just in between that first mangrove there, so chucked a few rocks in the water. Hopefully he's gone. I'm staying in the boat. Trev can unhook it for us. Yeah, he was just sitting just in here somewhere, so I'm not too sure if he's still here. Anyway, we'll unhook this bad boy and we'll moor this over there. We'll tie it up and hello. Yeah, we'll tie it up over there and we'll go and try and sort the jet ski out. See what happens. What do you reckon, Timsy? Work safe.
Don't think I've ever lifted one of these before.
Yep. Big shout out to the Wyndham supermarket, helping us out lifting the ski off. We'll dump it on the trailer, we'll go and fill it full of fuel. Boat's obviously in the water already and we'll hook it up and into it. Primo. Okay. Definitely got gravy running. So what I'm hoping is I can just push this from here and the ski will just fall off the back. And then I can pull it around. I don't want to go climbing too far into the water. The ski seems to slide quite well, so well it did before it was empty. And I'll put this thing down. I'm really not organised. One thing I have found with this trip is going by yourself. Well, got my young bloke and he's helping out as best he can, but just the lifting and the heavy stuff and the thinking side of it, you know, when you're by yourself, you're not really thinking too much. You're thinking at the job of hand, not probably what could go wrong. So that's one thing I'm finding is a little bit difficult on this job. Anyway, I'll just put this down, try and give it a shove with both hands and see if I can get it moving, otherwise I'll back her in a bit more. That's not the worst case of rope burn you've ever had. I don't know what is, but it's floating, it's nice and level, it's sitting about where we want to, probably a little bit low in the water. I'll just run this rope around, pull him around, hook it to the back of the boat and we'll see what happens. Right, so we're in the water. We'll just let some of this rope out and we'll see what's going to happen here to start with. Definitely deserve a couple of them, I tell you. Right, it's about at the end here. Oh, there she is. Might actually need to straighten that buckle up there. But otherwise, they're my soft shackles I made. Another one on that side, about the same length. But yeah, so I might just stop and I'll pull that in. Then I'm going to crack one of these. So the jet ski's sitting at little bit lower in the front than we thought. I got up to about 6 knots there, 4 or 5 knots, whatever it was, and the nose just started pulling in a little bit, but that was just a bit slow. So I don't know if a bit more speed, will be a little bit of trial and error to see if we can get on the plane. But yeah, what we've got to bear in mind too, this is the absolute heaviest that will be on this trip. Max water, max food, simple things like gas bottles and all sorts of things like that. You know, we're at our maximum weight. The ski's obviously at its maximum weight. Probably would have been nice, we're 20 litres shy, which was 20 litres at the back of the ski. So whether that's making a difference or not, I'm not too sure. But only one way to find out, isn't there? Give it a shot. We're either going to pull the nose in and panic like crazy, or it'll pop its nose up and go really well. Anyway, let's give it a go. Ah, bugger me. Disaster on the high seas already. We bloody took those couple of jerry cans off the ski to take a bit of weight out the front. Looked really good. Well, it looked a lot better than it did. We've kind of ended up in a little bit of a pickle here. We're on the wrong side of the creek now. Wind's blowing from that side across, and we've ended up on the windy side. We kind of lost power, lost propulsion. First dummy spit of the trip, wasn't it, Hudson? Yeah, he's not talking to me at the minute. First dummy spit of the trip. We took that weight out the front of the ski, and it didn't work, and I should have just left it, you know. We're plugging along nice, you know, like steady. And but I thought, right, we've got the ski a little bit lighter in the front. It looked pretty good. It popped out the water. We almost got on the plane, and it was going really well. And because I'll fill you in on a lot of this stuff later, what we've got, what we've taken, and what we don't have. But we ended up having to use a bridle for towing a tube. And obviously a tube doesn't weigh anywhere near what that bloody jet ski weighs, so that has a plastic roller on it so that the tow line can move along the bridle without chafe. So that's cool, you know, like what a great idea. But the fucking thing's plastic. I'm sorry, but you're towing someone on a bloody jet ski or towing someone on a tube, why would you have a plastic roller? Like, Jesus Christ. But anyway, so the roller's exploded. The roller's exploded and it's freaking flown somewhere, don't know. All we heard was a big bang because the shackle hit the back of the boat. And so we've sorted ourselves out. What else happened, Hudson? We sorted ourselves out. He's not doing too good. I got a bit angry. I got angry with myself more than anything, not him. It was just myself. But so yeah, the bloody roller's exploded. We've pulled the line in, or gone over to the line, because being a ski rope it floats. That's why we got a ski line. I'm not a fan of ropes that sink. But as we pulled up alongside the ski, we thought we were pulling in fine. Whammo! Bloody picked it all up in the prop, didn't we? Wrapped it around the prop like a bloody doozy. Picked up two sides, not just one, so you couldn't just basically pull it through and it'll unwind. It tangled itself. Now, I don't know if I've told you where I am. Wyndham. Really not a great place to be getting in the water. I won't say I got in the water, but I ended up very wet. So we ended up getting the rope off, retied it. We're plugging away again. It's going right. It's a little bit, not shorter I suppose, but yeah. But is the ski idea working? Yeah, it's working. We're probably a little bit underpowered at the front end to get the ski up and going. That's probably where we've gone wrong a little bit. If this thing possibly had a 150 on it or a 175 or something, probably be a lot nicer. But it is what it is. We just need to burn off some fuel now. We'll just go steady. We'll try and work our way back across to the smoother side here. Taking a couple of waves over the front, but being a ski, they'll just flow out of the footwell and it'll be good. But Yeah, sorry, I probably should have filmed it, but all you would have heard was a lot of effing and all the rest of it, and probably didn't want to see me in the water. But anyway, we're going again. Still got me beer. But yeah. Cheers. See you at the other end, hopefully. Righto guys, we'll wrap that episode up there. Heaps more to come. This adventure was epic, if I can get my words out. It's 750 nautical miles, I think it turned out in the end. The same in litres pretty much, almost identical, which, you know, that's a testament to this thing here. You know, it got a pizzling this trip, towing that jet ski. I think it was 289 nautical miles we did with the ski on the back. So yeah, this was a pretty epic adventure, this one, spanning 4 weeks. So stay tuned, gets pretty gnarly from here on in. Thanks for all the guys that subscribe. Don't forget, like, subscribe, share, all that sort of stuff if you haven't already. But yeah, and merch too, guys. Jump on to ottadventures.net. All the gear you see on these episodes, hats, shirts, t-shirts, singlets, hoodies. We're still trying to get some more hoodies in, but hit us up if you want something. If it's on the website and it says it's not available, hit me up and I'll see what I can do for you. But thanks for supporting us, everyone. Stay tuned. It gets pretty gnarly from here on in, and don't forget, as always, tell your mates.